if you came home from work early, listen to this, 100 married men. If you came home from work early one day and found your wife and the mailman in just his undershorts, is there any possible explanation your wife could give you that would satisfy you?
Absolutely,
Well,
yes.
how many men said yes, there is some possible explanation that
I know
would
what she'd
satisfy
say.
them.
We're just sorting the mail, dear.
Just sorting the mail.
Sure. TV brought, you know, he's got some mail for the neighbors. He thought he'd drop it off here.
I've heard of special delivery, but that's ridiculous.
I'd buy it. Sure, I'd buy it. Sure. I'd
Well,
say nothing's happening in that
He
bed.
trusts me, you see.
Sure.
Sure.
Okay. So what percent, honey?
How many percent of men would what?
How many of the men said there is a possible explanation that would satisfy them?
Two. I'd say two.
Oh.
Two.
After all this talk about how, just two.
Well, in this case, I think something is going to tell me to answer one way, because I had thought that Greg was going to say higher, but since he didn't, I am going to say higher, because it's got to be more than 2%. A lot of trusting husbands out there.
Zero.
Okay. The actual number of married men.
If it's 1%, I'm walking off the show.
Okay. The actual number of married men who said there is some possible explanation that would satisfy them is 26. You're still here. It is higher. 26. 26 of the most gullible people. Meredith, you've got to say.
I am sick of that card. I'm going to change it and get new luck.
Winning the question, she can change it in a great change. In a 2.
All right. Higher.
Higher than a 2, a 7.
Freeze.
And now, Greg needs 2, Meredith needs 3. Again, we are at sudden death. We are down to the wire. Meredith, we asked 100 married women. Have you ever tried to get your own way by saying to your husband, if you really loved me, you'd say yes? How many married women have used that line on their husband?
Never.
How many have used it, right?
Yeah.
I think, this is a hard one. I think, unfortunately, that a lot of women have had to resort to that. I don't think that they should, but I think that sometimes when you're really desperate, you got to try anything. So I would say 73.
73 out of 100 said, if you really love me.
Just today at dinner, Meredith was telling me. Last night at dinner was saying, if you really loved me, now that Rolls Royce. No. I would say, I'm going to have to say lower.
Lower. Don't think that high.
Lower.
He's got faith in the women. The actual number of married women who have used the line, if you really loved me, you'd say yes, is 41. Greg is right. It is lower. Yeah. Greg, again, you have that all-important control in sudden death where you can play or pass.
Oh, play or pass. Oh.
I'm going to pass.
And again, Meredith, you've got to play it yourself. This time you're near the middle with a 7. You must get them all or the match is over.
Higher.
Higher than a 7. Yes, a king.
Lower.
Lower than a king. A 4.
Higher.
To tie things up? No, she couldn't do it. And Greg wins it in sudden death with the last card. Meredith could not do it. And Greg again goes for the big money. We'll be back with Greg and Meredith in a moment right after this.